Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you my November book haul, so please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I want to share with you all the books that I have acquired in November. I usually don't do a lot of book hauls. I've been trying to keep it, at a minimum with purchasing books and stuff, but November was crazy, and I can only imagine how December is going to be for me. But fingers crossed for that. But the first book that I had bought in November was The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. I had did a read along with Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany, along with Ingrid, Heather, everybody's like all their Bookstagram and their YouTube channels down below in the description. And then also from Erica from The Broken Spine had joined us for this book, and I loved the Broken Earth trilogy so much. And as you can see, I marked it all up because it was that good. Like I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of the read along. I really felt like for me, reading the books and getting through them and reading it along with people, it definitely motivated me to read it. I know in the live show we talked about if we didn't read it together, who knows, we probably would have DNF'd the book or didn't finish it and would continue to finish it later on. But it pushed me through, and I do not regret anything because this trilogy is phenomenal. And now I need to read The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. It's probably going to be a read for January. I'm not sure, but it's definitely going to be a book that I need to read early next year, because I do believe that the second book for that is going to be coming out next year as well. But yes, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Only reason why I gave it a 4 out of 5 is because the chapters are so long. That's the only thing. But I also had the audiobook, so I was hybrid reading, and that's what got me through. I felt like if I didn't have an audiobook and I was reading those long chapters, I would have zoned out just a tad. But that's the only thing. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. But overall, it's still a fantastic book. The trilogy is amazing. If you haven't picked this book up or just the trilogy, I suggest you do so because you are missing out. I was missing out for a while, and now now I understand why people love her books, and now I'm hungry for more of her words, her art, because literally this is art. Her trilogy, the Broken Earth trilogy, is art for sure. Of how she writes it, it's just brilliant. It's a masterpiece to me. But yes, I love this, and I had a great time with the read along. So this is one book that I got in November. The next book I received from the publishers because they got this for us, because we also did an event with the author about her writing, and during the time as she was writing, that's when the writing was happening in 2020. So this is Rise Up, How You Can Join the Fight Against White Supremacy by Crystal M. Fleming. And of course the cover is beautiful, but the publisher had given this to us for the people that had attended the event. I do plan on reading this probably at a slow pace. It has a lot of information. It talks about a lot of great topics about with white supremacy. So I do plan on reading this next year, but I do appreciate that the publisher sent this to me. So here's another book that I received in November. The next book that was a pre-order is A Psalm of Storm and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown. This is the final book of the duology, where the first book was A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. So I do look forward to getting back into this world and getting to know more of Karina and Malik, who are the two main characters in this duology. I don't know much about this book, but I haven't heard a lot of good things on BookTube or Bookstagram about it. I know there was some mixed reviews about the first book. Some people didn't love it. Some people really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed the first book. So I want to continue on and, just to finish the duology and get back into this amazing world. So this is another book that I received in November. Next was a book that I had ordered a while back and just received it. And that is When Night Breaks by Janelle Angeles. This is the second and final book of Dreams Descend duology. So I wanted to, this matches with my other edition, which is from Owlcrate. But like I said, I had ordered this like early this year because it was matching with the other edition that I had gotten last year in 2020 in one of their boxes. So yes, this is the second and final book. Even on the back it says the competition is over, but the show has only just begun. But this is following like a musician, Kalia. There's some type of love interest in this book. So I do plan on reading this book. It's probably going to be a book that I'll be reading in 2022, just because I'm I'm just fully loaded with books for December that I have in mind that I'll be reading. But yes, this is another book that I have received in November. Next book is a book of the month. I did have another copy, but I had given it to someone else, and so I had gotten the book of the month edition, and that is Firekeeper's Daughters. I still haven't read this book. I'm still debating on if I can squeeze this book into my December reading plans, but we will see if I can get through this book, as well as my other books that I already have in mind. Hopefully I can do that. It's already very ambitious for me as well with my reading plans for December, but maybe I'll make it even more ambitious. So we'll see. Like, I heard great things about this. This is also on the Goodreads Awards. It's on there. A lot of book of the month books are in the Goodreads Awards. So we found that very interesting. But I do want to read this. Like, the cover is beautiful and I need to read this. Everybody has raved about this book, and I just need to get into this and, you know, get into the groove of what this book, you know, of this world and what people have been talking about with this book, because I've been hearing nothing but great things. So I definitely need to read this. So here is this. Next book I have received from a giveaway that I had won on Instagram from this author who has her first book, her debut book, which is Layla Sabrine, and that is You Truly Assumed. And I cannot wait to read this. This book comes out February the 8th of next year. So I probably will be reading this in January of next year. And the cover is really what got to me. These Black girls having different hair textures, different hairstyles, different cultures. I love this so much. Like, even on the synopsis, like, I'll read that to you. So it says, Bria is devastated when a tourist attack rocks the U.S. Stirring anti-Islamic sentiment, she takes solace in writing in her private online journal, You Truly Assumed, only to discover it isn't private after all. And there are many others out there like her. Zakat knows finding a kindred voice online is fate. Yet, when her own haven is vandalized, Zakat wonders if she'll ever feel safe again. Farah doesn't want to visit her father and his new family, but sometimes a change of place brings a change of heart for Farah, for the boy she might love, and for the new friends she meets through You Truly Assumed. When threatening comments and emails try to silence them, the three Black Muslim girls must decide, shut things down and stay safe, or risk it all and let their voices be heard. And so it even tells you the representation in the story, where it says, with Black Muslim representation, the story includes major themes of intersectionality, racism, xenophobia, and friendship. And this thought-provoking, heartfelt novel is for fans of Samira Ahmed, Tara Mafi, and Nick Stone. So I will be probably reading this in January, and I do look forward to reading this. I heard a lot of things about this book that are really fantastic, and I think this will be a great read for me. So thank you for this. I do appreciate this, Layla. The next book, which I did a whole reading vlog about, and it was one of my anticipated reads of 2021, and that is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Brown. I will leave that link up above so you can check out my reading vlog. I really enjoyed this book so much, and I think others will love this book as well. So here's another book that I bought in November. The next book is a book that was given to me by the author, who she reached out to me on Instagram, and she's like, hey, you want to read my poem collections? I'm like, sure. So that is Transformation, a Black woman's journey to self-discovery by Desiree Faye. So this is her poems, her poem collection. So I definitely will be reading this in December, and I definitely want to check this out. Thank you so much for sending this to me, and I cannot wait to read it. Even on the back it says Conditioning, Pain, Rebirth. So I look forward to reading this. So here's another book I received in November. Next book, a publisher asked if I would like a copy of this book, and I said yes, because I want to read this. And I know the second book just came out, I think, or I think it did. And that is The Conductors by Nicole Glover. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, and a lot of people don't know about the conductors during, you know, during slavery. So I find this very fascinating. I definitely want to read this. It sounds something for me, and I definitely want to read this so much. And I might even want to do a buddy read for this. If you have this book or want to get this book, you can go ahead. You know, I'm thinking next year I might do more live shows, more discussions and stuff like that. So let me know down below what you think about that. I'm trying to be more open. I don't really do a lot of lives due to the fact that my life is really crazy. I have 3 children. And my schedule is unpredictable. So something's always happening. Something's always popping up, you know, so yeah, but I do plan on doing more lives next year, even though technology just doesn't like to work with me very well, but hopefully we won't have any technicalities next year when I do those lives. But yes, so we have The Conductors that I received. Next book I received from Penguin Teen. They asked me if I would like the arc of this, and I said yes, because this is also another anticipated read for 2022, and that is Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This book comes out in April of next year, so I do plan on reading this probably in February or maybe March. I'm not sure, maybe March instead of February, but who knows, because I do want to give my full review about this book ahead of time, so just to give some people a heads up of my thoughts and stuff like that. But who knows, I might just read it in April or March. We'll see what happens. But this is a book that I received from Penguin Teen, which thank you so much, Penguin Teen, for sending this to me. I definitely cannot wait to get into this and read it. So we have Hotel Magnifique. Next book I got, this is from my Hello Lovely rep package, and they sent this to me, and this is the book that I chose because it sounds really good. It sounds like a story that I'll have a connection with, and that is Upsy Daisy by Chelsea Edwards. This is a romance, and it's also huge. It is a chunker of a romance book, so I definitely look forward to reading this. And also the cover is what really got me, so it sounds really interesting. I'm loving the storyline of this book from what I've read on the synopsis. So let me know your thoughts if you have already read this book. But yes, I do plan on reading this next year. So we have Upsy Daisy by Chelsea Edwards. These couple of books that I have, my daughter had her book fair, her Scholastic's book fair a couple of weeks ago. We had given her money so she could choose the books that she wanted. So the first book that she had gotten was Bloop, written by Tara Lazar, illustrated by Mike Bald. She loves dogs and puppies and that nature, so this is one of the books that she chose to read, and for me and her dad to read to her. But even my son had a great interaction with this book because he loves dogs as well, and I read this like so many times, but she loves this book, so this is one of the books she's gotten. The next book that she's gotten, she loves Frozen, you guys. Like, whose kid doesn't at this point? Like, all the singing and stuff, I'm glad that that has come to a stop. But every time when they ask for Frozen or they want to watch Frozen, all I hear is let it go, let it go. And they just keep on singing. I'm like, can y'all just let go of this song, please? But we have Frozen 2. It comes with game cards and over 30 stickers. It says, we'll always have each other. So she had gotten this book. Like I said, she loves Frozen and she loves Olaf. So this is the second book that she picked. The third book is Fly Guy and Fly Girl, Night Fright by Ted Arnold, which I read to them last night, and they really did enjoy this book. I even enjoyed it. It was very funny. It's about literally like how a boy and a girl have flies as pets. So I thought that was really cute. Like, it was a really cute read, and they wanted me to keep reading, and I'm like, no, we need to get some more books out of this series because there's a hell of a lot of them right here in the back. So we'll continue on reading them, but they really did enjoy this book. So we have Fly Guy and Fly Girl, Night Fright by Ted Arnold. And then the last book that she had gotten was Princess Truly, Off I Go, written by Kelly Greenawalt and art by Amaria Roshner. So this is one book that she had picked, and of course I do love the cover. We have not read this yet. We probably will read this tonight. but I could tell the graphics are beautiful, and I know that my daughter will love this. I'm not sure my son will, because he gets zoned out if there's nothing interesting in the book that he likes, so we'll see. But I definitely will be reading this later on tonight for them. So those are all the books that she received, or that she had gotten at her Galactic Book Fair this year. So those are those books. And then the final two books that I had gotten in November is the 1619 Project, along with the Born on the Water. So I had gotten this for my daughter and my son, and of course I had gotten this. There have been a lot of, I've seen a lot of read-alongs for this book. I'm even thinking about reading this next year. I'm possibly doing a live. I'll probably ask a couple people if they would like to join, where we'll read certain sections throughout a month or something like that, or each month we'll read a section and then we'll talk about it, because this book is huge and the print is small, and there's going to be a lot to dissect into this book, because this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people, and it's a new origin story. But I do look forward to reading this. And then even here it says, a dramatic expansion of a groundbreaking work of journalism. The 1619 Project, a new origin story, offers a profoundly revealing vision of the American past and present. In late August 1619, a ship arrived in the British colony of Virginia, bearing a cargo of somewhere between 20 and 30 enslaved people from Africa. Their arrival led to the barbaric and unprecedented system of American chattel slavery that would last for the next 250 years. This is sometimes referred to as our country's original sin, but it is more than that. It is the source of so much that still defines the United States. The New York Times Magazine's award-winning 1619 Project reframed our understanding of American history by placing slavery and its continuing legacy at the center of our national narrative. This new book substantially expands on that work, weaving together 19 essays that explore the legacy of slavery in present-day America, with their 36 poems and works of fiction that illuminate key moments of struggle and resistance. The essays show how the inheritance of 1619 reaches into every part of contemporary American society, from politics, music, diet, traffic, and citizenship to capitalism, religion, and our democracy itself. This book speaks directly to our current moment, contextualizing the systems of race and caste within which we operate today. It reveals long glossed over truths around our nation's founding and the way that the legacy of slavery did not end with emancipation, but continues to shape modern American life. So like I said, this book is deep. So it's like when I do this live, or if I choose to do that with a couple of people, we'll dissect this book together. So we might separate, have sections of the book that we read each month instead of reading it all one month, because there's a lot to talk about and a lot to cover with this book. So yes, I got this one, and then I got this one for my sons and my daughter, and they love this book so much. They love the graphics. They wanted me to keep on reading this book because it is really, really good. And it's the hard truth, and I really want my kids to know their truth, and I want them to embrace their culture, who they are, and their family. So they love this. My daughter loved it, my son loved it. So yeah, so that is both the books so I bought both of them together, of course. So this is the 1619 Project for the children's book and for the adult book. But that is it. That is my November book haul. I'm sorry if I was a little bit fast, but that was a lot of books. And I wanted to cover at least a little bit of each of them. But I really hope you enjoyed my November book haul. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys. And please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.